formed back in the summer of 2001 when there was obviously the issues with ninth floor, Mike Lewis and eventually Tony Petty. The trust was very much an integral part at that time of ousting Tony Petty from the club, so much so that we were very much at the forefront of the consortium that did that in January 2002, and when that finally succeeded we were given our seat on the board, which we still hold to this day. The Supporters Trust is a major shareholder of the football club. As it stands at the moment, we do hold a minimum of 17% shareholding in the club. The total investment is worth £170,000, which has been made up of 3 separate investments that we did, the most recent being back in 2007 rather, when we invested a further £70,000 to take it to that level where it is now.
First of all, Roberta, can I say thanks very much for taking time out of what I know is a very busy schedule at the moment to talk to the trustees. Very much appreciated. Now, it's just over a year since you took over the manager role at Swansea City, and you were here, of course, for 3 years as a player and indeed as club captain. The supporters have seen quite a change in the performance on the field. How have you seen the club in general develop during your involvement with Swansea City?
I think it's been a huge evolution. Obviously, you're looking back when I was a player and we were really fighting to avoid relegation to the conference, which is, I think, that was a real wake-up call to Swansea City as a whole, from everyone involved in the playing side, and everyone supporting the football club, and everyone in a board level. I think being able to be successful in that season in 2003, I think it was a key moment of moving Swansea City forward, and I think it was that winning mentality is still in the dressing room, as obviously 3 or 4 members of that spirit is still there, and that really drives you through the difficult moments. And as a football club, I think we knew how risky it is to be in a situation that if you're not responsible enough around the football club, you can pay the penalty. And since then, I've seen a steady evolution.
What do you see as your future vision for Swansea City?
Well, still, we are in the right path, without a doubt. I think we've got throughout the football club the right mentality. I think it's a winning mentality, but in a good sense. I think we do things with common sense, which is in football nowadays probably is the easiest thing to do in life, but it's the hardest thing to do in football. And I'm looking at the board of directors, and everyone loves Swansea City, that you don't get that in many boards around football, in world football, not just in the British game. I'm looking at the fans, and they've been fantastic. They've always been special, and they deserve anything we do. And then I'm looking at the playing staff and my staff, and everyone is hungry for success. I said it time after time, we have to be a little bit of a dreamers, and we should dream about the Premiership. And everything we do, I think we need to progress in the youth development. I think the football club should be using the talent that we've got in the area a bit more. It's many departments that I want to improve, but it's going to take its time. And obviously, the success on the pitch is vital at the moment to be able to move forward.
Why should we invest more money in the trust?
Potentially inevitable at some stage that the club will look for further investment, initially probably from the shareholders that it's already got. And as part of that, we think it's important that the trust do keep their shareholding up to a maximum level where at all possible. It is important to keep a minimum of 10% shareholding. The reason being, because of that, it's within company takeovers, etc., that if the shareholding were to drop below 10%, then basically we could be forced to sell, and we don't want to sell our shareholding at any point.
We'd like to keep the shareholding as high as possible, so preferably up towards the 20% mark.
That's the ultimate aim. That's what we started on when the club was taken over back in January 2002, and in a perfect world, if we could retain at 20%, then that would be the ideal view. Whether that's possible, only time will tell on that front.
Policy is that sense of a family football club, you know, when everyone, all the fans, they control the football club. You know that nobody will be able to take advantage of their position at board level and do the wrong things. And financially, you have to be very careful. This football is a huge business, and people could easily take it for granted, and without feelings attached to the football club, you could make the wrong decisions. I think it's important. I think we are very lucky because I know that the chairman and the board, they are true supporters, but then we've got the supporters trust as well, that they will always keep an eye and keep that balance through decisions at board level. And you need that. I think we are very, very fortunate.
Okay, so supporters, what can we actually do to raise the finance and the level of investment of the trust in the football club?
Short of winning the lottery, we've got to look for alternative plans, and with that in mind, what we're launching at this moment in time is a scheme that we call 2020. The basic concept of 2020 is that supporters are invited to invest £20 in the Supporters Trust in our aim to try and get towards 20% of the shareholding of the football club. That is a simplistic view that we're trying to take. It's a different view that we're trying to take, and hopefully it will take off, and it's worthwhile.
There's been a number of occasions where the trust has come out to fans and asked, to invest more money with one scheme or another. We've seen what the fans can do for the trust. What can the trust do for the fans in regard to this?
In regards to the 2020 scheme, what we're turning it into is we're giving the supporters that take part in the scheme a chance to win a season ticket for next season, which obviously we hope will be Championship football. And basically anybody that takes part in this scheme will take part in the draw at the end of the season to win their season ticket for next year. For those people that maybe take part in the scheme and potentially don't want a season ticket, or have already got a season ticket and that they've budgeted for that, then we can give an alternative of either the cash prize, or we're also looking at possibly maybe doing a mascot prize for the winner as well, where their son, their daughter can take a matchday mascot package for the day as a result.
Okay, that sounds great, but how can supporters sign up for it?
It's very simple off this. We've got a leaflet on our website at www.swanstrust.com where people can download that, they can complete it, they can either post it back to us, they can hand that in at the trust trailer, or alternatively call in at the trust trailer outside the West Stand on match days and pick the form up there, complete it, and let's have the £20. Your name's in the draw, and we're heading back towards our goal of trying to increase the ownership that we've got in the football club.
That sounds great. Thanks so much, Phil.
Thank you.
Sometimes you talk about the fans as being the 12th man of the team. How important are they to you and to the players?
They are vital. I think they are. They definitely are the 12th man. And away from home, we know how vocal and how supportive they are. And they do make the difference. When you come out on the pitch, and whatever you are, and you see the Jack Army behind you, it really makes the difference. And especially at home, where if you look at our record, if you take this season away from all the stats, the home record is pretty poor. If the teams are going to come here and make it difficult and see if we can break them down, well, we need to do it as a football club. And if for 80 minutes we're getting frustrated, the last 10 minutes we need to make sure that is the hardest 10 minutes in world football to play at the Liberty. And I think we've got that mentality now. You can see the fans, they are patient, they get behind the team, they understand, and sometimes the quickest way in football is not the direct line. You need to find your angles, your passes around and break things down. And I thought in the last 10 home games, we have shown that mature phase as a football club with the fans, with the players, and you can speak with any manager of the opposition teams that they found it really, really difficult to play at the Liberty Stadium, and that's a huge, huge achievement, and that's down to the fan room.